Good morning. I hope I keep a good internet connection. I am in Exodus chapter 35. If anybody want to know how to run a successful business of any kind, a successful family, a successful community, a successful school, a successful government, then chapter 35 has brought us to a place where we can see how God operates. God has called this man Moses, and he has given him his details. Everything that he wants to be carried out. Moses sat and he listened and he followed instructions. Quite interesting. I see something going on. A bird doing something. I'm about to find out what he's doing up there. Sorry. God called Moses to Mount Sinai. Moses stayed up there 40 days. He had 6 days. He was at one position. Then God said, "Come up higher," and he came and he gave instructions. So if you don't think God is real, then the instruction that God gave Moses, and if you follow that plan, it will be. It'll come out. You'll know it's gonna work from the beginning. He called Moses. Moses sat. He listened. He took notes, and when he came down, he executed. And what God did was he went to every nail, like an engineer. He got, I want this right here. I want this in the front. I want this right here. I need you to make this right here. Make this out of gold. Make this purple, blue, and red. And I want the table of incense, and then I want the candlesticks, and then I want the bread right here. I want the table right here. And then I want you to come in, and before the people, I want you to wash your hand so the people can understand that when they see you being the highest person in position that I'm going to use to communicate between me and them, they're going to watch you and your son wash your hand right in front of the people. Get them. God been washing hands all the way. You know what it just done on me? It has always been God's will. Hey, Shamika Weldon, I'm going to learn how to do this thing. I don't know how to bring y'all in. I don't know what that means. Anyway, you know what, had we been doing what God said from his word, he came in, he said, let the priest wash his hand before the people. In other words, tell the man to be clean. And then if we had look, this is the answer. Getting the answer right here. I'm going to tell you what's wrong with the world today. We ain't been washing our hands. We ain't been washing our feet. And not only have we not been doing it, we haven't been doing it so people can say, oh, they wash their hands. God, look at God establishing his tabernacle. So wash your hand, wash your feet, and do it so everybody can see it. I'm just talking about that. And then he said, set the house up like this. And then when you get through doing what you're doing, clean up right behind yourself. So what's the answer? Come together and don't delay cleaning up. As soon as you get through using what you utilized, and clean it up and sanitize and put it back up. I think that's the new way of living. It's all been written in this book that's been sitting on the shelf collecting dust. This book is not to be played with. So Moses got God's instructions and then came back down so excited to tell the people what God said, and came down and the people said, you were gone too long. We build us another God. You did not. Anyway, they got that. God brought correction. He got rid of some people that said, look, y'all gonna travel with us and do it right? And they said, no, we ain't doing it that way. You too. Then God said, well, get rid of them folks. They're going to have to get rid of them. With nobody flying on this flight but folk that want to go where I'm going. So he established that when you got dead weight in your business, cut it. You can't carry dead weight. You can't compromise. You got to go. Moses knew exactly what God wanted. He wrote it down. He cut the fat, the excess. I can't go. Y'all can't travel with me like that. Got to cut it. As soon as I get through with this video, I got to cut it. Got to get on there and give me some time and get the fat off. God said I can't carry all that weight. Anyway, what I say to you is, if we set that house up like that, cut the dead weight. Cut it. Anything that's not going to be able to produce fruit, God gave Moses, follow these directions. And then you know what God did not do? What he did not do was rain down from heaven and say, here's the stuff to do it with. He do that. He said, Moses, take my instructions. I already got people prepared to carry out what I just said. If they are willing to do it, then allow them to give and go manifest, make happen, tangibly. Go do what I just told you to do on top of this mountain. You done cut the dead weight. You came back over me, came back up to me. You dropped the first tablet that I wrote with my finger. Cut me another tablet out. I think God must have cut the first one out. That first, because the second time he told Moses, look, you go out there and cut that stone and bring it back to me and I'm going to write on it. Moses followed God's instructions, went back, sat before God. God gave him instructions. Today, chapter 35, no longer is it on paper. It's getting ready to be spoken, and watch how the people respond. And I'm going to tell you something about this lesson right here. I'll tell you at the end. Let's get in the word. This is chapter 35. Now, what I'm about to read you, let me tell you, let me say that. You know, you just can't open up the Bible like this. Let's see what I want to read. I'm just going to flip it. This book right here tell you can't do that. You want to know how to read the word? Let me tell you the first thing, how to read the word. Let me tell you what page it's on. It's first page. What page is it? What it say? In the beginning. That's how you start it. Because what it does, it's a river that flows. The current is just going in a direction, and you in every page depends on the page before. And I didn't, you know, I'm just saying, because people have been asking me that for, you know, I started in the book of Daniel. I heard where you started, but where did God start? I learned for myself. I would tell anybody, you want to get to know who God is, and you serious, and you got time, get you one chapter a day, parallel your lesson with a dictionary, and read that word for yourself. Because look, you can't go to God on, it's not going to be a group of people with a jersey to me, what time he calling us? Oh, no, baby. What time he calling you? What time he calling me? It's an individual. You just like eat for yourself. Got to eat your own food. Can't eat it as a group. Everybody got to taste and see that the Lord is good themselves. So if you got any kind of business, let your people know how that money flowing. That's what God did. He let them know how, these are the nails. And I'm going to tell you what kind of stuff God used. Golden. He ain't just, well, we're just going to do this because ask me for what you want, what you need. You need good curtain. That's what I built my house with. I'm talking about God's word. He said, get the silver and the gold. He said, get that stuff. And watch what the people did. So when people know how you are going to flow, God will prepare their hearts to support your vision. But they got to know where you're trying to take them. If you're going anywhere and don't nobody know who's driving but the pilot or the person in charge of the business, and he did not expose or be transparent enough to know what we are getting ready to do, you are not part of the we. You just making his wishes come true or her wishes come true. People need to know how. Okay, Moses. God gave Moses such a plan that the people understood it, and when they understood they didn't just understand that the lights were going to be cut on. They knew what a light switch was. They knew how many bolts it took to put. I'm just saying. Excuse me. I'm just saying God gave clear, precise Like I got some things I want to get done around my house. God said, okay, you understand, write down what you want. Now call somebody in and give an estimate about how much it's going to cost. I already got the people ready to do it. You got to do your part. Call the folk in, get an estimate about what it's going to cost to finish this work. Get the estimate, then watch me prepare, and you're going to get that thing done. Write it down. Make it plain. Make it plain mean put it down in detail. You want some new attic stairs? Write down, I need new attic stairs. Then call somebody that specializes and get you more than one quote so you'll know you're getting the best deal. And then get the best. Don't get no handyman. Don't get nobody. Don't get, if it's not done by Better Business Bureau, take advantage of the things that I got positioned in the earth. And then I'm going to bless you because you took the time to know what you want. You wrote it down, and you won't be taken advantage of like this. Living on this earth, it takes work to get good work. You gotta, if you want to find good work, you got to do your part. You can't just call people off the street. Oh, you can do that for me. You're going to get just what you paid for. So God said, did you see me use cheap stuff? No, I asked for the best. I told Moses, write down the best. Here we go. All right, so now we're in chapter 35. And the reason why you just can't flip the book, because if you open up chapter 35, it's not going to make sense. Because this is just Moses carrying out what God said do. And let's see how the people responded. Here's the pattern. Here's the blueprint. Here's the lesson plan. Here's the agenda. Now, tell them only what I said. We should be at home reading the word, and when somebody comes to you with the word, you're supposed to be knowing where they are. You're supposed to go nowhere taking notes on what they said. Well, I'm going to write down what he said. No, read the word. It's written to us. It's written to you. And then if you can't find nobody to give you like this, you're in the wrong place. God is not giving messages to me that you can't get a copy of. And his copy is, and look, stop reading scriptures in the middle of the scripture. Let's go to Exodus 35 and 7. What kind of sense does that make? Go to 35 and 7. What happened with verse 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? Watch how this flows right here. The whole word of God. I am on Exodus 35. We are in this book. I have been in Exodus 35 for 35 days. Every day I read one chapter. I don't care how long it is. I don't care how short it is. I'm reading the instruction from God. This is my life. And people dying every day. And I ain't trying to get rid of this. He ain't lying to me. Because I know this business transaction, what he gave, but this stuff works. All right, now Moses is down off the mountain. God has given him instruction. He got the 10 Commandments. Let's just see what he got. Because right now, I'm not rushing it. Exodus 35. If I were you, I'll follow just to make sure. I know people be listening, but how about following and then you get your homework and everybody take out your book. You got your book? I'm going to need for you to go sit in ISS. Because you playing. This is a serious class. My class, like I told y'all the other day, kids used to come to class and tell me, ooh, I got Miss Weldon, I got her a Christmas gift. And I got Miss, who else Miss Weldon we used to work with her? I got Miss Pollard, I got her one. And I'm sitting up there teaching you math. Well, Miss Weldon teaching math, but anyway. Oh, I ain't get you one. You didn't get me one, but you made sure that I saw it. You just like your mama. Oh, ooh, I should have said that, shouldn't I? Because that's the truth. That child got that from your mama. I'm gonna get you one and give me a husband. Nothing, I don't like her. Is she doing her job? Child, please. What store you bought that gift for Miss Weldon and that other lady? Oh, Miss Hudson own this. Now I'm playing. Anyway, Exodus 35. And I just love the word of God. I love it. And Moses gathered, chapter 35, get your word and read it. This is how God has no secret. You're supposed to read the word. And Moses gathered all the congregation, all the people of the children of Israel together. He said, all y'all come together. And said unto them, these are the words which the Lord has commanded. When somebody says God said it, where? These are the words that the Lord commanded, that you should do them. That's verse 1. You can read it. The Lord said it. He got his signature on it. The Lord said it. This is what he said. Verse 2. 6 days shall work be done, but on the 7th day there shall be to you a holy day. That day is set apart. Then the whole world around you going to be going to work, going to McDonald's, going to Burger King, doing their thing. But you take off on the 7th day. I'm going to show this world through you. You are my protege. You are the people that I'm going to use to show the world how to operate successfully. You're not the elite. You're just my group that I'm pulling out so that all the other groups can understand this is how I run my house. 6 days shall work be done, but on the 7th day there shall be to you a holy day, a Sabbath of rest to the Lord. Whosoever does work therein shall be put to death. So God is clearly saying, I'm not playing. 6 days, work hard. Sunday, get it done. Tuesday, get it done. All the way to Friday. If you've been fishing, on Friday, catch enough fish for Saturday. Because you ain't working on Saturday. Not if you work for me. I'm trying to get you to understand that body, number one, needs a break. The ground needs a break. Everything that is operating you, because you work hard. You're not lazy people. You are the kind of teacher that produces students that walk out with an understanding of the curriculum. You are people that when you go to church, you sit down and you learn what the word says because you study hard. You look at it. You don't play. But I want you to take the day off. And when you take the day off and everybody sees your good work, those that are working going to be looking at you like, oh, they take the day off. Because you don't have, I'm going to give you a day off. I want you to work hard, but I want you to take some time off to get yourself together, because that day is what I did. I made everything on earth, and on the 7th day, I didn't go to sleep. I rested. So I need you to take a day off. And then the world gonna be looking at you like, why did you take a day off? And then you can start talking about me. Oh, you're gonna get some attention from these folks. Because you're gonna be looking good, thinking good, and sharp. He said, you shall kindle no fire throughout your habitation upon the Sabbath day. Oh, I don't know what that means. What that mean, you shall kindle? You ain't going to set no fire. Stop making this word look hard. God talking to everybody all over the world, not just the United States. You shall kindle no fire in your habitation where you live. On what? Saturday, the Sabbath, the 7th day. In other words, don't you cut that stove on. Don't you go in there talking about some guy, I'm going to cook. God said, I'm telling you right now, don't do it. I already told you clearly. If you come to my classroom without a pencil, I'm going to put you in ISS. I was clear. He said, if you work on the Sabbath day, follow me now. I'll kill you. You said, brother, you shall be put to death. So these are the people that he's not talking to us per se with this. This is the Old Testament. Oh, we don't need that. Yes, you do too. It's the foundation of what he stands on. He said, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that came out of the mouth of God. And I know you need it because there's too many principles in here. There are principles. I don't do this right here per se, but what is the principle? I know my body can't work and operate every day without a break. I need to have I need to have tangible differences in the way that I construct my business. My people need to know what it's going to take if you're going to work here. If not, I'm going to fire you. My sons need to know that in this house, this is how we're going to do it. If you can't do it, I'm going to put you out of here. I'm going to cut you off. That's the same thing. I'm going to put you to death. But God was clearly saying to these people right here, because I got you, you are the example of my classroom that all my other kids going to look at. And then once I get you ready, they're going to copy you. And then we're going to get this thing done. Oh, we don't need. Okay, next verse. I'm talking to the people that got good sense, that understand that you need every word from God. You need to know how God, he's so serious about what he said, that when Jesus starts speaking, he's going to refer to the Old Testament. And Jesus said, look, y'all, this book was written to me. Keep on reading. You're going to see Jesus writing this book right here. And Moses spake unto the congregation, He already established the rules. Play by the game, or we're going to put you out of here. Play by the game, or you're going to die. That's a real serious consequence. I bet you they ain't had a lot of trouble at the people that was a part of that thing. We are, okay, you got to go back and get caught up to where we are. And Moses spake unto all the congregation of the children of Israel, saying, this is the thing which the Lord commanded, saying. Now I'm getting ready to tell you, I already established the fact, we're going to work every day, and we're going to work hard. You're not coming in late. You're not coming in with excuses. You look forward to the day that you get a break. And then on Friday, if you catch enough for Saturday. Because if you go out on Saturday, ain't nothing going to be out there. You see, you don't go out there catching them. I'm telling you now, God is saying, work with me now. Work with me. I got 2020 I'm trying to do. We're talking about many thousand years ago. This stuff still works. He said, take ye from among you, or take from among you an offering unto the Lord. Whosoever is willing, if you are willing, with a willing heart, let him bring it. Get an offering for the Lord. And if you are willing, God has said, hey, if it's choking you to give it, don't give it. He said, but if you have a willing heart, let him bring it. An offering of the Lord. Gold. What kind of offering does God want? He said, I want gold, I want silver, and I want brass. And these people just got out of incarceration. They just got out of being slaves. Where they get that gold from? Them Egyptians gave it to them. They saw God's hand on those people until when they got ready to go, the Bible said, borrow. Borrow you some gold. Borrow you this. Well, how they going to pay it back? God said, if I sent you to the bank to borrow it, then that means that I'm the one that's going to pay it back. Don't worry, you just do what I said do. I tell my son, go up there and tell him, use my name and let them folks let you get you $50 out the bank. No, I ain't say 500. I said 50. He said gold and silver. What verse was I on? Oh. All right, verse 6. And he said, and what else do I need? Blue and purple and scarlet, fine linen, goat's hair. So he's naming the things that Moses is saying exactly what God told him on Mount Sinai within them 40 days. They wasn't sitting up there just writing the 10 Commandments. God gave him how to construct the tabernacle, how to build a place where you're going to meet me at. And I need the gold. Where people know what you need and how you're going to use it, they'll give. But if it's just going in your pocket, it ain't got nothing to do. Oh, that's why we so messed up. Because we just talking about the Lord used him. So whatever he said, the Lord said, girl, you better back up what God said there. You better back up and see what the God said. Is it in writing? Moses, I got the copy. You know the last time people didn't obey God. Y'all know what happened, didn't he? He ain't playing. And ram skin dyed red, and badger skin, and shittim wood, and oil for the light. Everything that God said. You got to go. Hold on, let me show y'all this. You said, Brenda, where you getting all this from? You see all these pages right here? These are the pages I've gone through to show you how we've been studying. We're getting ready to make this. This is what he's wearing on his head. So you can see what I'm saying. I had pictures. He even got to the point, these are just pictures that I copied so while I was reading, it made sense to me. These was the instruction that God, these kind of things right here. God gave to the point that what the priest had on. And you already know when God said, dress him up, but I'm going to dash him in oil. I ain't dressing him up because I want him to look cute. I'm dressing him up so he can understand that if you don't do right, you're going to be the first one that I'm going to tear down. All right. So all of these things, this is the incense table. This is where the prayers of the righteous went before God, and these are representations. These are not stuff that we gotta have. That you read the word like that, you gonna miss it. This ain't got nothing to do with how cute God wants your build, and God did this in the beginning because this thing represents everything that Jesus had in him. And God put the best stuff in him because he wants you to know. When I send you my son, I'm telling you what he made out of. I'm giving you a heart. I'm giving you a pattern of what he is through things. Because you're going to realize that when I send him, he's going to be made out of everything to this tabernacle. He's my tabernacle. These are the spices that they had. All of these pictures are things that I've taught throughout chapter 35 to give you illustration of the things that God is saying. These are the things that Moses wrote down. And now, ultimately, this is what they're building. So you got to understand, if you come to class on day 35 and you don't know what happened on the days before that, you're going to get lost. That's why I tell you, all of these are chapters that I read, but I took the time to get the pictures so you can see where we're going. Now, those were only the lesson plan. Now God is giving the instruction to the people. Let's see if they carried it out. So Moses said, all right, verse 7, and ram skin. If you was in class, you know what that means. That's why I say you can't flip this book and just say, I'm going to start right here. This book will confuse you and make you go to sleep and everything else. You got to, this is God's word. This is the principle. This is the king speaking. So therefore, everything that he said, you just can't walk in class and it don't work like that. You will not, yes, it would be confusing. I don't get that. That's because you got to go back to the pages that you didn't come to class on. And ram skin, dyed red, and badger skin, and shittim wood, and oil for the light. He said, I want the oil for the light. He's breaking this thing down. And spices. I just showed you a picture of spices for anointing oil and for the sweet incense. God broke all this down, but now Moses is telling the people, they get it. They get it because God got the hearts already prepared. And onyx stones and stones to be set for the ephod. That's that apron, that garment that the high priest was going to wear. And for the breastplate. And every wise-hearted. He said, now, if they're willing to bring the items that I needed to do what I need to do, he said, take it, Moses. Verse 10, and every wise-hearted among you shall come. People that's going to be wise, they're going to come. And make all the Lord had commanded. He said, people that's got good sense going to help you get this done. They ain't going to be talking about, oh, good, it costs too much. No, he said, I want the best, and I got people that can make it happen. The tabernacle, his tent, and his covering. Now look at who's God calling this thing. That's why I say it's talking about Jesus. Jesus, this book is all about him. The copy of the Old Testament is what they did in order to please God until the making of in other words, God had a plan always to get his son here. But in the process with the people or the children of Israel being his protege or his group, he had things that represented him. Let me see how I can say this. Okay, like when you're teaching math, you give kids manipulative. You give them, I played a deck of cards with them. I played blocks with them. I played all kind of math gadgets with them. What am I preparing them? Because one day, these little things that you're using to get the picture, I'm going to send you out into the real world so you can make it happen for real. So you got to have something that you can see how it flows. Because when I send you the real job, we ain't playing with blocks no more. So Jesus is saying everything about me was real from the beginning, even when my Father used items to show you how I will work. Because he's trying to show you how to use the manipulative. Because when I come in real form, don't play with me. That's when you got a good teacher, when she shows you in home economics, when the teacher gave me a pattern, and I had to cut the paper of the pattern, then take them lines and take this thing and trace it, and then cut it, and then put the notches of the shoulder and learn how to do all of that. Because I start out with a doll dress. I start out with a replica. Because when I owned my business, she showed me how to go in there and go outside of the school and go make it real. So right now, God is saying, let me show you how I want it done. Let me show you how I want you to pray. I'm going to have an altar for praying. I'm going to show you how you're going to come in, you're going to wash your hand. The priest is going to be decked out to the top. And I'm not talking about what we're doing. Because we made church a fashion show. God said, I never intended that. When Aaron walked in with all this onyx and gold and all of this fine twine, and then he walked in and the first thing God did was pour the oil on. That shocked me so bad. I said, you spent all that time? with all that gold and all them good things. He said, because I want you to know that nothing you wear, if it ain't drenched in oil, it ain't about nothing. So anybody just coming in trying to look sharp, oh, that's the first lady and all of this foolishness. He said, if it ain't drenched in oil and it does not have a purpose, you are wasting your time. So the replica of the Old Testament is the pattern. Because once I send him and you can touch him and you don't hear what he's saying, you ain't gonna like that side of me. I'm a type of teacher right now. Boy, didn't I go through all of that with you? Didn't I have manipulatives on your table? Then I let you start over. Then I teach you. Then the final exam come in. You think I'm finna play with you? You better come to class. You better not miss page 35. All right? And God is not saying it because it's still a willing thing. This is me right here. But he's saying how serious he is because he's a good teacher. A good teacher is going to show the children what they need to do, so when it's time to do it, they know what they're doing inside and out. All right? In every wise heart among you shall come and make all that the Lord has commanded. All your good kids gonna follow instructions. They ain't gonna be talking about that cost too much. I bet them good parents gonna go to their store and get everything you got on that need list for your class. The tabernacle. Now look at what he's talking about. He's talking about the manipulatives of the things that had to happen until the real come. He said the tabernacle, that means the body. His tent, I'm just gonna go through this so you can understand that if you can hear if this is a pattern of what is to come, this is what Jesus is calling his body as he's being cut out, as he's being introduced. And watch how the word call it his. The tabernacle, his tent, and his covering. What is he wearing? His taches, the thing that connects his outfit. His word, whatever he says, is going to connect. I said I wasn't going to do that. And his boards, his bars, the things that's going to protect everything about his word. His pillows, the things that he's going to come out of his mouth, they're going to stand strong. And his sockets, this thing going to plug into this. When he give his word, this thing that's going to be, they're going to be pillars. His word's going to have sockets. It's going to say things that plug this into the ark. That's where my word is going to be. God is doing all this to prepare us so that he can put his word in us. The tabernacle is the dwelling place for everything about it is concerning his word. He did all of this just so I can place my word in you. So see everything that he's saying as the body. And then he's going to have all of that done so you can see the vessel that I'm going to put my word in. And he said, the ark, that's where the word is, that's where it's going to hold the word. You got to go. I can't teach it in 35 chapters of what I'm trying to say in one day. You got to go back and check it out. It's easy. Or you can listen to the tapes that I had before here. The tabernacle, his tent, his covering, his taches, his boards, his bars, his pillars, and his sockets. You need all of these. Are your manipulative. The ark, or these are the things that you got to work with. And the staves thereof. This is the thing that's going to the stave thereof with the mercy seat and the veil of the covering. I talked about all of this. I showed pictures of all of this. I'm gonna have to move y'all. I see a lot of people coming, but I don't know how to do that. So good morning to everybody that just showed up. I'm like, if people tune in now, I'm like my class. Kids coming in while I'm teaching. I don't really know how to do this internet stuff. The ark and the staves there with the mercy seat and the veil and the covering. All of this, God is preparing just so that he can get his word inside of you. This is what Jesus is going to look like. He's not going to miss none of this. Everything that he says, the bars, the things that's going to protect, the mercy seat, the things that part of him that you can run to him and say, Lord, I need help in this area. That's a part of that thing. The covering, the veil, the table and its staves, and all the vessels and the shewbread. All of this, the candlestick also for the light and his furniture. These are the things that God said the people are going to be willing to make and give. The candlestick also for the light and his furniture and his lamps with the oil for the light. Everything. I want the lamp and I want the oil. He said, ask him for it, Moses. I got people already ready to give. and the incense altar, and his staves, and the anointing oil, and the sweet incense, and the hanging for the door in the entering, in the tabernacle. Oh my God. This is amazing to me. If you walked in class 35 days later and I showed you how to get here, that's why you got to read the word. And I read it one chapter at a time so I can get the picture. The altar of burnt offerings with his brazen grate. Just say that you walked in today and you start reading this. It'll confuse you. But if you've been following, you'll understand how important it is to build one chapter to the next chapter. The altar of burnt offerings with his brazen grate, his staves and all his vessels, the lava, the tub where the folk gonna see you wash your hand and your feet. They're gonna have to put some sinks in all these classrooms. I need to know your hand wash. You see, back then they'd wash their feet too. You gotta come. Everybody gotta take a bath now. That's a law. And his foot to wash the lava and the foot of the bathtub with them club feet type thing, with the feet on the tub. The hanging of the court, his pillars and their sockets, and the hanging for the door of the court, the pins of the tabernacle. I mean, God is like, I'm telling y'all, Jesus from his head to his toe, from his eyelashes to his head, to his chin, to when he prayed and how he prayed, and how he washed his hand. All of these things are the tools that we went over that now is not on the lesson plan. It's actually being given to the people to bring this stuff. The cloth of service, give you something to clean up after you do that. To do service in the holy place, the holy garment for Aaron, the priest, what I showed you, the garment of his sons to minister in the priest's office. He's given a complete detail of the grocery item that he needs in order to carry out and make this tabernacle. Remember, the tabernacle, or the place of dwelling, where God will dwell, is only the place where you're supposed to hear the word. And all the congregation of children of Israel departed. They left from the presence of Moses. They got the agenda and they came back. He listed all these grocery items. And I say this so you can understand. The people heard it. The wise people gonna get involved. The people that's got good sense gonna get involved. And they came, everyone whose heart stirred him up. So I'm stirred up. And everyone whose spirit made willing, I'm willing to do it. And they brought the Lord's offering to the work of the tabernacle, of the congregation, and for all his service, and for the holy garments. They said, we got this. We got to understand what you want. We go and get the stuff, and we'll be back. That's what it ought to be. If I'm your teacher, you ought to know how I'm going to run my classroom. That's where you can call the State Department and say, can I have a copy of the curriculum? Because I want to know what's happening in that classroom. And when parents get an understanding of what's happening, they'll support you knowing that you're a good teacher. These people trust Moses, and they know that Moses had been in the presence of God. And they came, both men and women, as many as were willing-hearted, and brought bracelets and earrings and rings and tablets, all jewels of gold, and every man that offered the offerings of gold unto the Lord. And every man with whom he was found, and every man with whom was found blue and purple and scarlet and fine linen and goat's hair and red skin of rams and badger skin, brought them. All they did was went to the grocery store and brought everything back and said, Moses, I got my part. I heard what you said God wanted. Here it is. What is God saying? He wants me to have an obedient child. I present my child to God. He wants me not to lie to my neighbor. I won't do that. These are the things that we can do. He wants me to pay my bills on time. I can do that. What did he say do? When you get an argument between two people, one of you all be quiet and let the other one speak. And then if need be, submit to each other. I could do that. Back then, he was given the things that they need. And then Jesus said, I'm going to turn them things into your behavior. So get used to me telling you what I want. And don't deviate from what I'm saying. And then at the end of the day, you're going to see the outcome. You're going to see you got it in your lesson plan. And at the end of the day, when they take that Georgia Standard or whatever test that you take at the end of the year, you're going to get the outcome. That's all God is saying. Right now, I'm giving you my list of things. Moses made out the grocery list in my presence. I checked that grocery list. Now he's coming down at the end of from Mount Sinai, and the people are waiting to hear a word from the Lord. God said, bring me these things. Bring me this. Bring me this. And the people say, I'm willing to go get it, because I understand what God is getting ready to do. Everyone that did offer an offer of silver and brass brought the Lord's offering, and every man with whom was found shittim wood. That's a certain kind. That's the best. Those trees was better than oak. But any work of the service brought it. In other words, and then look at God. And all the women that were wise-hearted, people that had good sense, not running their mouth. Oh, they just caused too much. If you know the plan, you understand it's worth it. If you understood what he paid in exchange to come and do what he did to give us an understanding, you understand everything that he said. It's worth it. It's so worth it that you read the word. It's so worth it that you understand what God is trying to do. And all the women that were wise-hearted did spin with their hand. These women said, I got this. And brought it. Now, every woman didn't do it. The wise-hearted did it. The kids that understand they want to go to the next grade did it. And brought that which they had spun, both of blue and purple. They ain't add no color, but I'm going to add the little color in it. God said, I ain't actually, but I told you I want blue, purple, and scarlet, mean red, of fine linen. And all the women whose hearts stirred them up in wisdom spawned goat's hair. So you got this group over here working. You got this group over here working. And the rulers brought onyx stones and stones to be set for the ephod. That means the outfit. And for the breastplate. I can't go up. I can't take you back and all. I'm like, God, now. You got to go get caught up in chapter 35. Get to 35 and you'll see how we got here. And spice and oil for the lamp, light, and for the anointing oil, and for the sweet incense. Moses saying, these folk came back with the grocery list. The children of Israel brought a willing offering unto the Lord, every man and woman whose heart made them willing to bring for all manner of work, which the Lord had commanded to be made by the hand of Moses. Moses got a word from the Lord. Moses gave people exactly, I know he did, because I was sitting there when he went to Mount Sinai, I was all up in there. I was copying pictures and doing what I could to get an understanding. Now he just carrying it out. That's why this book is not boring to me, because I know what's happening. I'm in on it. And Moses said unto the children of Israel, see, the Lord has called by name. He said, I got this special person, Bezaleel. I may not be pronouncing. The son of his dad's name is Uri, the son of Hur, of the tribe of the son of Judah, of the tribe of Judah. So I got one lady, she'll call me every night and we'll get in the word. So she knows this. She's one of those students that's been in class long enough to know these are just not words. She knows these. You can ask her, what does this mean? She can tell you, I know this, I know that, I get it. Because these are the kind of books that we skip over. You can't. And he had filled him with the Spirit of God. This guy right here, this student right here, he's so good. When he says filled with the Spirit of God, that's not somebody acting stupid and jerking and all that. He's saying I'm filling him with the wisdom so he can go carry out what I just said, build. Spirit of God, he's finna get ready to build this thing. And he filled him with the Spirit of God and wisdom and understanding and knowledge and all manner of workmanship. That's when you know that it's filled with the wisdom of God, because he can go to work and do the job right. We got this thing twisted. We think a person got the Spirit of God like it's something spooky. Like you running around in church. And now God said my house is a place where people get instructions from me to go out and carry it out. If it's anything other than that, it's not a performance. Oh, didn't she sing? It's not a talent search. You get that stuff off TV. You go to a place where God is talking. He's giving you instruction to go to work. And then when they come back with the evidence that they've been to work, then you know God has spoken. He said, this guy is good to devise curious work. He knows how to work with gold. He knows how to work with silver. He knows how to work with brass. I got you a guy, I created him. He's like the foreman or the head person that's building that big hotel. He knows everything about everything I want. And in the cutting of stones, he knows how to do that. He knows how to set them. In carving wood, he knows how. This guy can be over every department to make any manner of cunning work. Anything that got detail, this guy right here, I'm going to call him Mr. What's his name? His name is Mr. B. Mr. Bazell. I can't pronounce his whole name. But God said inside of him, if you need him he understand he understand gold, he understands silver, he understand how to work with wood, he understand how this goes. He said, I created that guy just for that. And he put in his heart that he may teach. He said, not only does he understand it for himself, give him a group of people, he know how to teach them what he understands. And he had put in his heart that he may teach both he and Mr. A, which I can't pronounce his name, the son of his dad's name began with A, and the tribe of Dan. Dan is another one of those 12 sons of Israel who had over 1 million children in 400 years. Them had he filled with wisdom of heart. He got wisdom of heart to do what? Go build this stuff I want. To work on all manner of work of the engraver and the cunning workman and of the embroiderer in blue and purple and scarlet and in fine linen and of weaver, even of them that do any work and of those that devise cunning work. In other words, I got people that are already prepared. Moses wrote it down. He gonna throw that football to the next person. He gonna catch it. And we gonna win this thing. So this whole lesson, what God is saying, is that I spoke. And when you hear exactly what I say, I'm authorized to make what I said come to pass. So the 35th chapter is the manipulative of what Jesus will be made out of, from the head to the toe. And understand this, and I'm going after this, I'm getting ready to go walk. God made sure that every tree was in the right place before Jesus was born. The trees, the right donkey had to be born. The little girl that's going to tell a prophet, everybody had to be in position. There was not one person, not everybody that God made, from the moment he said, let us make man. Every tree had to be the right height. Every bird had to be in position. He did all that for one man, for a vessel to carry his word. So he's not in a hurry. Every bridge, everything, even us, even you were born because you were part of God's plan. Now understand this, if you're willing. If you want to be a part of his plan. He made you to be a part of it. He said, but I can't force you. So I'm finna go get rid of this extra stuff, do my time, and I'm getting ready to go eat up chapter 36, because I don't know what chapter 36 is talking about. But I do know what I want to eat. I'll talk to y'all later. Y'all have a good day.